Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Welcome in to Unfiltered, everybody. No Billy C. Summer Fridays for him. I don't know if he thinks he's a lawyer all over again. He gets his Fridays down the shore. I don't know what he's doing. No Bill Colarulo today. I'm Ray Dunn in for Billy C. We still got the rest of the crew with us here today. Ricky Batalico, how are you on this wonderful Friday?
Hot. It's a beauty out, isn't it?
It is.
Love this kind of weather. Love it. I hope Bill's sweating his you-know-what's off at the graduation.
That's right. Graduation today. I kind of forgot why I was called into service here today. But I hope he has a great time at the graduation. You wouldn't know the weather looking at me. I'm in long sleeves again today. I immediately regretted it as I got in the car and drove here. My AC in the car, not working great.
Oh, come on.
But why are you in long sleeves?
I just like the shirt. I was like, I don't get on television too often. I like the shirt. I bought it when I was out in Cali. I was like, you know what? I'll rep it today.
It's cold in here.
Oh, it's Cali thing.
Yeah,
I get it.
When I was out on the West Coast, bringing a couple wins back home in the Padres series. No big deal to me.
You did a good job out there.
They should send me to Milwaukee because it's a big series beginning tonight. And that's where I want to begin the conversation today. We got, of course, the Birds coming up. We got a hate watch weekend. I want to get your feelings on last night on what you watched in the NHL, Ricky. At some point, we'll get to that. And plenty. You guys got a lot of things you do on Friday, so we got a lot to get into later on. But I want to start with the big series this weekend because if you look across Major League Baseball, since May 1st, the two best records belong to the two teams playing out Milwaukee this weekend, the Phillies and the Brewers. The Brewers have the best record. The Phillies just a half game behind them in that stretch from May 1st to this point right now, which sets up for about as big a series as you can have in June. It is still June. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played. But I was looking earlier this week. I was going through the Acquire, the Athletic, doing my reading up on everything. And it's power ranking season. You get to this point in the year, everybody's, Ricky, everybody's got to have their power rankings out there. Have you power ranked your 30 baseball teams anytime recently?
I don't do 30. There's no reason to do 30.
Good. If there's no reason.
I mean, do you really sit down and do 30? I'll do top 10, and that is it.
All right. Well, you led me into it perfectly. In the top 5, I'm reading this week. Phillies, I believe, in the Athletic were 9th. And I looked through the top 4. And the top 4 makes sense to me. I believe right now in the NL, you have 3 teams that are class of their own across baseball. They're better than anything you're getting in the American League, and the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Brewers. The Yankees on the American League side of things fit in for a nice 4th. That 5th spot for you. The Phillies were 9. I look at everyone between 5 and 9, and I was like, I can't differentiate a ton. And if I look at talent, am I a homer for believing the Phillies would be in a top 5? Or are they a top 5 team in baseball right now? Because we went from a team that was 10 games under 500, got rid of the manager. We were questioning whether or not, I
think we have a good club.
Do they have a good club? Does this team still have the talent to? They're back to where you kind of expect them to be. They have the 7th best record in baseball. So I ask you, Ricky Batalico, are the Phillies a top 5 team in baseball?
Yes, 100%. You know what? When you look at baseball, there are a lot of teams like the White Sox. I don't think the White Sox team is really that good. We've seen them. Do you really think they're that good of a baseball team? You know the answer to that. You know the answer is no. You know they're going to falter as the season goes on because they're just not that good. I look at the Tampa Bay Rays are one of those teams that kind of pop out to me. I think they're a top 4 or 5 team. I think they're right there with the Phillies. I would put them on even ground with the Philadelphia Phillies right now. But as far as the top 3, 4 teams, I think you're right. I think the Dodgers, I think the Braves, they're above and beyond. You look at the Brewers, I mean, they're just playing really good baseball, and they got really good pitching. And that's something that you don't see all around baseball. As a matter of fact, the one thing you could look at certain teams the Phillies have played, that their pitching staffs aren't that good. And I know, how weird is it that when you look at statistics, and the thing that really stands out is batting averages are terrible this season, but no pitchers, with the exception of like 10, stand out to you after that. So how is that even possible?
It's possible because they can't hit.
And then you look at like the AL West. That's just a bad division.
Terrible division.
Nobody wants that division.
Nope. You
look after the Phillies in the East, the Nationals are over 500. They're not good. Okay. And then you go to the Central. You're never afraid of those teams. The Cubs are maybe the most inconsistent team in baseball. They'll win 10 in a row, lose 10 in a row, win 9 in a row, lose 9 in a row. So what's the difference? And the Padres, that's a laughing stock. I am shocked. I am shocked that team is still above 500.
It's amazing because they legitimately, you go up and I was out there in San Diego and you look at just the lineup up on the Jumbotron and they actually have the batting averages displayed out there in San Diego. And you look at it, it's like, no, that guy's hitting under 200. That guy's hitting under 200. I mean, there was a time when they still employed Nick Castellanos where his batting average was higher than the guy that they signed in free agency the Phillies side Harper and Manny Machado. I mean, he's hitting 170 for the season at this point. Tatis is just at his second home run. I mean, their franchise guys have been bad. They at least had a little bit of being carried by pitching, but they're not a good team this year. And it almost brings me back to the question of, are the Phillies top 5 in baseball? Is it just by default? Because I look at the rest of these teams, and I gave you that top 4, and I don't know if you're as sold as I am on the Brewers. You like their pitching, but I think as a bigger picture, when you look at the team the Phillies are playing tonight, like, are you so convinced that they are a tier ahead of where the Phillies are right now?
Have you seen their run differential?
Oh, yeah.
Plus 103.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're good.
Yep.
I mean, that's third. What is that, third in the National League? That's pretty impressive. They can hit the ball. They play good, fundamentally sound baseball, which is a little bit different than anything else. But it's just one of those things where I think like if you look at them, you look at the Phillies, they're kind of equals with the exception that the Phillies have names. You talked about the names on the back with the Padres. I think you look the same way with the Phillies right now. You look at the Phillies lineup, I mean, you see Schwarber, you see Turner, you see Harper. They're not all going strong. I mean, if they were all going well at the same time, the Phillies would have 48 wins, not 37.
Yeah, I mean, this Brewers team has more game than name. I think the Phillies at this point are maybe equal on even footing of name than game because you have a number of players that, or not a number, you really have the 3 left-handed bats at the top of the lineup that have kept you afloat, and then the top of your rotation that's put you in the position you're in right now. And they've been able to carry the weight for some of the names that haven't played up to who they are or who they've been in their career. This Brewers team, they've been good for a couple of years now, but they've got commitment issues to someone in your life that makes dating apps their entire personality. Like, when they have someone they want to pay, they're going to end up giving up on that. They're going to end up moving on from that person. They're going to end up just pushing that person aside. And they were able to replace, they've been very malleable in the way they built their roster, and it's paid off for them. I mean, they are to me a tier ahead of this Phillies team right now. And It leads me to the question of if they're top 5 by default, because you go and look at this Phillies team right now, and they have a winning record. Their run differential, you referenced the Brewers, they're minus 14 right now in terms of the run differential. Does a lot of that play back to the start of the season? Sure.
Yeah, I think it plays back to that 10-game losing streak. There's no doubt about it. But I'm going to say something to you about the Brewers right now. I'm not even going to say names. 286, 304, 267, 370, 277. That was their top 5 hitters in the lineup in the last game against the A's.
And?
They hit the ball.
They do. They hit the ball. I mean, that's how you end up with the run differential that they have. They hit the ball. I mean, it's a stylistic difference between these two, really, when it comes down to it. To me, it's a team that's their base running, their ability to put the ball in play. That's what's going to drive in the runs for them. The Phillies, it's knocking the ball out of the ballpark. And that's kind of the difference between the two sides. You look at the Phillies, they have the 5th worst OPS in baseball. Since May 1st, this time where they've been the second best team in baseball, the 10th worst OPS, 6th worst batting average. Like, you go down these numbers, and for the Phillies, it's a question of sustainability. And I'm curious for you, Ricky, because honestly, I haven't seen you a little bit. We're working in 2 different studios. I haven't been able to catch up with you. When you look at the sustainability of this run for the Phillies, how much of this run is sustainable in terms of the way that they're winning?
Wow. You know what? That's a really good question, because I still look at this for the most part, with the exception of this past about 6 or 7 games. They started hitting the ball in the last 6 or 7 games. So they've changed the way they've been winning. If you really think about it, you can go back and look. Ever since Mattingly took over, I believe it was Luzardo got the first start after that, and he was dealing, and all the starting pitching kind of fell into place after that. Now, there's questions about the starting pitching all of a sudden, because Aaron Nola is still Aaron Nola from last year. No matter what everybody wanted to think that it was his injury from last year, he's still the same guy. And I think that's becoming a concern. Andrew Painter, the only reason he's probably still up here is because there is no better answer.
Right.
Luzardo can't pitch at Citizens Bank Park. And then you have your two aces in Wheeler and Sanchez. Now, I didn't think the whole pitching aspect part of it was going to be sustainable in the sense that if you expect your pitching staff, your starters, to basically take over the entire season, that's not going to happen because they're going to tire. They're going to have pitfalls. They're going to go into bad streaks, just like every other player does. Now, what they've done here recently is the offense has started picking them up. And most of the bullpen, because what I saw from Schugert the other day, I don't want to see again. But I will say this much. Orion Kerkering's been really good. I mean, Duran had that one blown save, but that is going to happen when you keep winning games by one run. It's not all going to be, perfection out of the bullpen. It never has been. It never will be. And what you have is what you get. Now, here's the other question that's going to happen. How long could the bullpen hold up? Because let's face it, the guys we've been seeing a lot, Alvarado, Kerkering, Keller, even Bolin and Duran, how long could they actually keep this up without tiring? I mean, they've been using these guys a lot.
You led me right into that one. They're tied right now for the most wins by one run in baseball.
Yeah,
14-6 in one-run games.
That will not last.
And that's the question of sustainability here, because I go through this, and yeah, we're kicking around off the jump here, and I'd love to get people to get in on this one. 610-632-0975, whether you want to call in, hit us on the Davis Honda text line. Of course, we hear you. We love to take your voice memos as well. Again, at 610-632-0975. Are the Phillies a top 5 team in baseball? Because if you look at the way they've played since May 1st, you want to go back all the way to when Don Mattingly took over, when they were 28 games into the season. Yeah, they've played that way when you look at just winning baseball games. And ultimately, that's why it's all decided, right? I think the line that Amy Fadul loves to use, there's no room for comments in the win-loss section. It's either a win, or a loss. But for this team, I think they're playing a team this weekend in the Brewers that is clearly, in my eyes, a tier ahead of them in the National League. And there's 3 teams, in my eyes, that are clearly a tier ahead of them in the National League. It's an opportunity for them in a series where I don't think the pitching matchup necessarily favors, given the fact that you're going Painter, Nola, and then you get Sanchez on Sunday, for them to win 2 out of 3. But if you're able to go to Milwaukee and compete with a team that I think plays just different stylistically and succeeds different stylistically from you, go out there, show what you are against them. It's a chance to say, all right, this is the team that we thought they are. They do have, that good club that Dave Dombrowski talks about, and they're solidified in that top 5 in baseball. They're solidified in that top 4 in the National League. It's a lot to put in a June series. And, we could come in here Monday and have a ton of different reasons why it didn't work out for you. But ultimately, this Brewers team, through 2.5 months of the season, has shown you they are amongst the elite with the Dodgers, with the Braves, and the Phillies, after stumbling out to a slow start, have picked it up. But I think there's a lot more for me to see. And you mentioned the last 2 weeks. We've seen it where, they've been able to hit the baseball. Now you get a chance to do it against one of the premier pitching staffs in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and you get premier right off the bat, too, in Mizorowski. So, it should be very interesting in that fact. But, to me, it's a measuring stick. It is not the end-all, be-all. This is a measuring of where you are on, June 12th?
Yep.
And after the weekend. So you take this Milwaukee series, and if the Phillies go in with a mentality like a playoff series type mentality, because I think that's the way you have to kind of go into a series like this. Like, hey, you know what? Everybody's talking about how good these guys are, how great this team is. Let's knock them off the pedestal a little bit. Isn't that what you really want to do? Just to let them almost let's let them know you're there. Take 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee, and then they'll be thinking about us for the playoffs. That's the measuring stick that you want to get to. But I think a lot of people, if the Phillies were to go in there and get swept, which I don't think will happen because of Christopher Sanchez for number 1. But if they were to go in there and get swept, can you imagine the panic?
Oh, the panic would be at an all-time high, because we would hear everyone's favorite refrain when it comes to talking about this team, the refrain of, how do they play against winning teams? How do they play against good pitching? And that would be where we were at Monday. There would be the panic. That would have set in from the weekend. I want to give you a number here, Ricky, because I went and looked because I was curious. We talked about run differential earlier on when it came to the Brewers. It came to the Phillies. The Phillies minus 14 right now. If you had a guess, back in 2022, the day that Joe Girardi got fired, What do you think the run differential for the Phillies was on that day?
It had to be minus 41.
It was +1.
They were plus?
+1.
You got to be kidding me.
I couldn't believe it either. I went and looked to June 1st, 2022, because I was like minus 14 for this team right now. How much can run differential tell me about a team? You look at them a season ago, they were obviously over 100 in the positive.
And they're
over 100 in the positive.
minus 14.
They're minus 14 right now, which questions the sustainability of this team. And for me, I bring it back to earlier this week where I'm sitting there reading The Athletic because they're the 9th best team in baseball. And I say, yeah, that doesn't feel right. Feels too low for me. They should be higher. I look at the teams ahead of them. Do I believe? You mentioned the Pirates earlier. Do I believe the White Sox? Those types of teams ahead of them. The Guardians. The Guardians got them 2 out of 3 in a series in May, so maybe I should. But I look, the Mariners. I'm like, okay, there's 4 teams clearly at the top for me. This is a fringe top 5 team for me. But what signs are there for me to really be able to put them at that pedestal? And I think this weekend is the weekend where you figure out, you find that space for this Phillies team of like, okay, how can they compete against top flight pitching? The Miz tonight's big. Going on Sunday, getting Kyle Harrison, the season that he's having against Christopher Sanchez, because you said it. We all like to just put up on the board. Sanchez is on the mound. They're going to go get a victory. With the way they've hit, and they've been better against lefties, has, in a small sample size recently, but by and large, it hasn't been great. I got my hesitation about this week, and I'm curious for people at 610-632-0975 how you feel about this team. Are the Phillies a top 5 team in baseball for you? Get in on the text line, Davis on the text line, or you get in by call, voice memo, 610-632-0975. A lot we want to get into today because, Ricky, I need your plan. I need you to go put on the cap of being in the front office, being in management coming up. We know what happened with Adolis Garcia. We're still waiting for news. We get that. We'll give you what exactly is happening with him health-wise. But when you look at this outfield, what's the plan there? And on top of that, what's the plan for Painter? Going into tonight, he's making the start tonight, but how can things change for him over the next 24 hours, and where could the Phillies go from there? We'll talk about that coming up. Also get you our Twitter poll on something that's going all over the world. Coming up, it starts for the U.S. tonight. We'll get to that as well. You are tuned in to Unfiltered on 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Your people, your profits, and your payroll are your business's greatest priorities. For payroll you can trust, visit vcshr.com.
Welcome back, Unfiltered here, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia, alongside Rick Metallico. I'm Ray Dunn, in for Billy C today. Savannah Kelleher producing.
Thank goodness.
You getting tired of him? You guys just hit the year anniversary. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, we did just hit the year. Of course, it's on his birthday, too.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. The whole start date being his birthday. Was that, I feel like knowing him, that was something he wanted desperately.
It was on purpose.
And then apparently it's okay to take 2 Fridays in a row off.
Yeah, so is this becoming a Summer Friday thing? He tried to start all these traditions, too, and then he just took off.
Well, he started that singing thing, and he knows I don't sing, and then he takes off, yeah.
Well, you know what? I got a bone to pick with you about this, because you need to get over this.
He's trying to say that the graduation goes from 12 to 5.
12 to 5.
That, by the way, I'm not buying whatsoever. Our college graduation didn't even last that long.
I was going to say, my brother graduated college about a year ago. It was like 12 to 2.
Yeah.
It was tough for me.
12 to 5. He says, I don't know if I could call in. I think I'll still be at the graduation.
I would. I'm so glad he assumed that we wanted to hear from him.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. I could call in.
After last week's disaster of him being off.
That was so bad.
It was really bad.
So stay tuned for 5 o'clock to see if I sing, because I know.
Are you going to sing?
That's a tease right there, Ricky.
I'm just the hum along.
No, you're obligated to sing, and you just won't.
By the way, I was not part of the choice, and I do not sing.
I don't sing either.
Unprompted, you might get me to sing a few bars here and there. I did the old On the Way to Cape May thing last week, well before 5 o'clock, though.
Have you done karaoke before, Ricky Bo?
I sure have.
What's the go-to karaoke song from one Ricky Metallico?
Beer and wine.
Beer and wine?
Well, it's the go-to has to be the beer and wine. Yes. Well, my song would be My Own Worst Enemy.
Okay.
Little lit.
All right, we'll at some point try and sneak it into a bed, see if we can just get him singing unprompted.
Yeah,
See if we
right.
can get it working at some point in there. All right, I want to get back into what we were asking off the jump of the show here. Are the Phillies top 5 team in baseball at 610-632-0975? Because they're seeing a bona fide top 5 team right now this weekend out in Milwaukee. But before we get back to that, I want to get to our Twitter poll. Silvana, is the Twitter poll up?
Oh, it's up.
It's always up. Thanks to our good friends at Dr. Avidan Appel. What is our Twitter poll today?
Are you invested in the World Cup? Yes or no? Early numbers are saying 54% no, 46%
Really?
yes.
That's sad. 54% saying no?
I think I may be one of the...
You're one of the 54%?
I'm one of the 54%.
Why? Why, Silvana?
There's so much going on, to be honest. I just haven't naturally come across it, if I'm being fully honest. I've been loving, though, what I've seen on social media so far today, especially with Team Mexico and this little duck walking along in the parade. And it did entice me today.
So much going on. Can you elaborate to me on what is obstructing your investment in watching any bit of the World Cup?
You got the finals going on for hockey and the NBA.
Okay.
You also have the Phillies playing as well. And then, I also have a life as well that I like to do.
Oh, congratulations on having a life. All right, Ricky Bo, I want to get your answer on this one. Are you invested?
That's a no.
I will watch the USA.
Okay,
I'll watch
I can
that
take that
tonight.
counts. If you're watching the USA, that counts.
I'll watch
Am I invested? Yes, because I'm going to have to be at the Xfinity Mobile Arena doing Phillies pre and post while these games are going on.
That's true.
People that don't know where they're going, there's going to be traffic everywhere. People are going to have no clue. It's going to be a disaster. Yeah.
Okay, so you're invested in the sense
I'm
that you
invested.
your time is invested because you're going to end up in traffic on Sunday trying to get yourself
He's
on
never
home.
going to get home.
Yeah, come on over. Live casino on Sunday. Come hang out with me, 5 to 7.
Let me tell you something. The last 2 times the Phillies have had a 1 o'clock game. Mm-hmm. Okay, I jump on here for the first segment of the 5 o'clock. I do the post-game report here. And I would get my car. One time was the storm was coming in. So
I remember that. I was on that day.
I called that the perfect storm. And the reason why I said that was because you have rush hour traffic, you have Phillies traffic, and you have a storm coming in. To go 24 miles that day, it took me 2 hours and 7 minutes. We have the worst drivers in the country.
Do we?
Yeah, Pennsylvania does, absolutely. And New York.
Stop,
It is
stop it.
terrible.
Now, I can't take the Jersey girl trying to get her state off of this whole thing.
No. I'm just
being
saying.
honest.
I drive a lot. Certain days when there's no traffic, it's beautiful. But why in the world do you go down the blue route and you sit there for 15 minutes, and then when you get to where the problem is solved, there's nothing there?
Every day.
That's just bad drivers. I have put this out there before, and because it's a Friday, I'm going to vent. Those people that start the traffic jams or wherever that is centered, that should be like $1,000 ticket.
For starting the traffic
I
jam?
agree, Ricky.
Well, how
It's
are you
more
starting the
dangerous-
traffic jam?
It's more dangerous to drive slow sometimes. Like really slow.
Oh, I agree with that. You know how fast I drive? Yeah, I'm way on board with that. Yeah,
How about the
drive
30
quicker,
mile an
people.
hour drivers in the left lane
Oh,
when
that's-
the right lane's open?
Usually a PA driver, I will
Oh, stop
just
it.
say, from
Stop
my
it.
experience.
Give me a break
over
with
the
this
bridge.
hierarchy that
And New
Jersey
York.
drivers figured out. No.
New York is horrendous.
You know
too.
what Pennsylvania and New York have in common? Jersey in the middle. It's you guys.
No.
With all due respect to our Jersey audience, it's you guys that are causing the problems.
It's really not. The
I-95
why
is
are
a
all the
parking
problems
lot
on
right now.
76?
Right now, by the way.
You can fight on the text line about that one, 610-632-0975. We'll leave that one to the side for a second because Savannah's trying to escape blame on that one. To get back to the Twitter poll question, you can go vote 975 Unfiltered on that one, whether or not you're invested in the World Cup. Because I'm excited. I'm excited for tonight to watch the U.S. men's national team. I'm excited to see what the city's going to look like. I don't know if you guys saw the videos last night of down at the fan festival that they're having at Lemon Hill Park. Looked incredible. I think your buddy Spencer, Ricky, was down there. I saw Spencer posted videos from down there.
Kirch was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because we didn't have a game last
Yeah,
night.
off night. He got a chance to go enjoy it. So I'm going to have to hit him up and see what he thought of it. But to get back to the Phillies conversation here, Ricky, we got a big start tonight for Andrew Painter.
Yes.
And for his future in the big leagues, do you think it hinges on the performance here this evening? Like, as in his future this season? I'm not telling you his career's
where they're
over.
gonna put him.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I'm being completely honest. Go ahead. Who are you going to bring up? Max Lazar? I don't know.
Ronhell? Is that the...
excuse me, Alan Ronhell. I don't understand that anyways, but when that's your only other choice. I mean, I'm
not telling you it's a good choice.
And the other thing you're running into here is there going to be issues? Like, is his mindset going to be bad if they do send him down? Look, if he goes out there, throws a gem today, that doesn't mean he's cured. By any stretch of the imagination. I just think he has to find a way to get some confidence, because if he doesn't get there, then it's going to be a useless season for him. And that's not what you want. I mean, Aaron Nola's stuck here.
Yep.
I mean, Andrew Painter, he's not stuck here. Look, think about last year. You go back to 0 for April, Marsh. After they put him on the quote-unquote IL, because he wasn't injured, let's face that. They just put him down there so he can go down there, work on his hitting, then come back. He's been one of the best hitters in baseball since he's come back.
Absolutely. He's going to be an all-star, or should be.
Right.
All-star.
It's not always like a demotion.
But to figure it out, if he has another start like we've seen tonight, like, is it just not so much what you have at the big league level is going to be this, like, a better option for you, but is it better for him to go down there and work instead of having him up here going through these struggles? Like, how would you handle a young pitcher in this way if it was up to Ricky Battalica?
I would probably do what they did to Marsh. IL him, put him down, and if he can't figure it out, then send him down.
And we find that out, come almost the end of this month? Yeah.
2 weeks.
Beginning of July.
In 2 weeks. And the thing is that they're going to be looking for pitching depth, which every other team in the league is going to be doing the same. But in my opinion, you have to get him right. He is a number one prospect. If he's going to be good in the end, then you know what? Roy Halladay was sent down early on in his career. Is Andrew Painter better than Roy Halladay? Is he bigger than Roy Halladay ever was? No. But so why can't you send him down?
Yeah,
there's such a fear to hurt somebody's feelings these days.
I know that nobody was hurting your feelings, because I know this is the ultimate Ricky take on this one.
Here, and it's ticking me off.
I could see the corner of my eyes swinging at something. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if you're trying to wave me off and say, "No, shut up, Ray." He's swinging at the fly in his room.
Swatter. It keeps going like right in front of me too.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I was laughing at you, Ricky, because ultimately I figured that would be the way you came down on this one. And it's not about hurting the guy's feelings. It's about what's going to be best for him, what's going to be best for the team. And if what's best for them is sending him to Lehigh Valley, that's what they have to end up doing.
So getting pummeled in the big leagues is
not hurting
good for your psyche? That's the way I look at it. No, it's not.
No.
As a matter of fact, the more you get pummeled in the big leagues, you're going to start thinking that you're not good enough.
And then maybe it is time if things don't go well tonight. Hopefully things go well tonight.
Well, his fastball sucks.
Yeah. It's getting crushed.
I love how people are like, well, he throws hard. Yeah, you know what that means? Zero, nothing, nada.
He throws hard, Ricky. That's half the battle.
He's trying,
yeah,
Ricky.
And you can't locate. That's always good.
Yeah, that's the other half. It's not working out for him in that regard. I want to go to the outfield, though. They'd make the trade for Derek Hill. And we're still waiting. We have not gotten anything on Adolis Garcia yet. I imagine that's coming in the next hour or so, if I had to guess, as they get ready for tonight out there in Milwaukee. With the 7:40 start, maybe we're looking a little bit later than that, but at some point we should get the rundown if something's going to happen, what's going to go down with Adolis Garcia. But if you, in case you missed it, Wednesday night leaves the game. After the game, Don Mattingly talking about Adolis Garcia and what they were anticipating for him.
What's your level of concern about Garcia?
I'd say a little bit. Obviously, I didn't. Anytime a guy, they kind of know when they've done something. So we'll see what happens. They'll probably get some imaging tomorrow. We'll find out where the true severity of it. I hope for the best, and we'll see what happens.
Given what he's meant for you guys defensively, how much of a blow would it be if he has to miss some time here?
Well, obviously, you lose a defender like that, it changes things a little bit. Everybody deals with stuff all the time, so we'll have to. Somebody's going to have to pick it up.
And that somebody is who? Derek Hill, they make the trade for. I imagine Hill now figures in there at least against left-handers. Career OPS against lefties is 780. I imagine he's going to be a part of their plan without Garcia. Is it Rincone's coming up to be another side of the platoon with him? The outfield options, if you're worried about pitching depth in the organization, the outfield depth, even at the bigs, was concerning. Now, as a whole, concerns you a ton.
Yeah. I mean, this is a lot more than concerning because there was already the problem of trying to find a right-handed bat, blah, 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 blah. Now this just adds more to it depending on how long he's going to be out. I don't expect to hear today that it's just a bruise and he's day-to-day. I don't expect to hear that at all. What I expect to hear is he's going on the IL. They're going to try to rehab this thing and see what happens later on in the season. But I don't think it's going to be a quick fix. The way he kind of reacted to it, not going to be easy. I don't know. You go out and just pick up a guy because he took Luzardo deep. Is that what this was really about? He took
Luzardo deep, but you went out and got him because he's someone out there to have against lefties.
Well, he was also a Dombrowski pick.
That also plays into it.
When he was with the Tigers.
All right. I didn't know that about him.
But, I mean, does this answer any questions? No. It just doesn't.
It's another body that's played at the big league level.
It's not like the Phillies added Mike Trout yesterday. I mean, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think they're like, oh, another name. That it's kind of just like adding bodies because you had to. Maybe that was just the easiest move they could make to fill a puzzle piece right now, because that's what it feels like to me.
Well, ultimately, when you look at right field and you look at where Garcia was playing, like you don't have. We've been talking about center field defensively. What's the best configuration because of just what is Crawford capable of playing that every day at the big league level? Marsh, we've seen him do it before. In right field right now on this roster, who's done it at the big league level? If you look at Hill's number of innings played in right field for this season, it nearly matches the total of Marsh's entire career in right field. They legitimately don't have a big league level right fielder healthy without Garcia right now in this organization. Unless, are you thinking like De La Cruz down there in Lehigh Valley? Like that's kind of the dire straits of what you go and add right there in Hill, because he's actually played right field this season in the bigs.
But we heard a lot about Rincones and all these guys. Rincones isn't hitting the ball.
Nope.
So De La Cruz, I thought, may have been the only practical move.
Right.
I mean, Otto Kemp, I don't know how many times you're going to send him up and down. I think he's only got one option left.
And he's not playing right field.
No.
You're not putting him in right field. You're putting him in left. You're putting Marsh in right.
Yeah, if that would have happened, that's exactly what would happen. But, I mean, that would almost force Justin Crawford to be every day, no matter what.
Right. And that's not something right now that looks like it's in the best interest of this team.
I wouldn't doubt if Crawford still doesn't play against lefties right now.
If you had to guess, by the start of July, are we talking, I guess with the health of Garcia, it's almost guarantees that Crawford's still up here. Are we talking about both those guys still up at the big leagues, Crawford and Painter?
I think they're going to let Crawford keep going. And you know what, take his beating at times because he's got speed. At least he's got something that you could kind of throw in there. He's pretty good on the defensive end out in the center field. So it's not like it's a complete disaster, and they should have enough in this lineup to kind of pick him up a little bit. So, yeah, I think he stays.
All right, so he stays. Painter, where I think the jury's out. We'll see over the next tonight, probably the next start.
What do you think they should do with Painter?
With Painter, at this point, I think we have to really consider the Marsh plan of attack, where you IL him, you send him down. Even if you just want to outright send him down and figure it out. Like, I'm not telling you it's better for this team in terms of winning games. I don't think there's a better option within the organization, but he's shown you what he is at this big league level right now, and I think it's time for him to go work on being what they want him to be. We've seen the same concerns we had a year ago of him down there in Lehigh Valley. Like, it hasn't gotten better. He's gotten up to the bigs, and it's been the same concerns that you had. It's more frightening for me in terms of the long-term prospects for a guy that you thought was going to be an anchor for this rotation going forward. Like, if his fastball is what his fastball is, if he can't locate it, like, that's going to be an issue.
If you can't locate, you can't locate. I mean, that's the bottom line.
It's not something I see getting tremendously better, especially if he's just getting crushed by big league pitching or big league hitting, because you're going to have to take him out of the game. We'll keep with this throughout the show. These are the issues of a team we're asking right now. Are they top 5 in baseball? Which, again, might be more of a commentary on baseball than it is on the Phillies. At 610-632-0975. Get your voice memos in for we hear you later on in the show. Coming up, he's the Mannion, Ricky. I don't know if you've heard me talking about this guy, but I'm fired up.
Did you just say he's the man?
The Mannion? The Mannion, man. Oh, I'm all Sean Mannioned up. But I have to ask people, are we getting a little too carried away on the freight train? I know I am, but I'm curious for you guys if you are out there. We'll get to that coming up, what Jalen Hurts is saying about his offensive coordinator, comparing it to what he said a year ago around this time. This is Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Now back to Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
The one thing about Phil in here is inevitably within the first hour of the program, there's going to be some sort of disagreement between Silvana and I that drives me nuts for the entire show.
Oh, the driver thing?
Well, the driver thing, whatever. But you coming at me in the break with the he's the Mannion thing. I was just saying he's the Mannion.
No, I couldn't remember what you said already, so I wanted to ask you because I thought it was clever. I wasn't coming at you.
Mannion?
He's the Mannion.
I thought that was clever.
Very cute and clever by who?
It wasn't even that good. It was just something I was saying on the way out.
No, I don't know about that. You tried being cute and clever is what you tried.
I'm easily amused.
Don't. You know what, Ray? You do play-by-play stuff. You know what? Don't
He's
try
a
to
wordsman.
pull the wool over somebody's eye.
Exactly. He's a wordsman.
I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here. I'm just talking,
I'm
Ricky.
just sitting.
Are we on television right now? Welcome back to Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia. We're going to get back into the Phillies conversation in a couple of minutes here about the top 5 team in baseball and just the plan here, because there is no real great plan in the outfield right now. And if Painter doesn't figure it out, we're not exactly encouraged by what else is out there.
Well, what is your great plan?
I'm telling you, it's not good.
I don't know, man. They already had the one issue before Garcia goes down. Now he goes down. It just kind of compounds the issue.
Right. The outfield was a problem before. Now I'm questioning whether or not there's a body that can play right field. Like, if you wanted to say about Adolis Garcia, you were upset with the way he was hitting the baseball, all those things, I'm perfectly fine with you. I agree with you. Watching now, it's like, can they put someone out there that can play the position of right field? I'm not telling you that they need to replace this massive hitter. He finally started figuring it out, but like... It's depressing,
you know
Ricky.
What's funny? This is one of those things where you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Right.
And you know what? Garcia wasn't exactly tearing the cover off the ball all year long, but the messed up part is like you're seeing signs. He's starting to hit the ball hard. He's got a couple home runs here recently. He's back. He's ready. And he's gone. It's a magic trick that Philadelphia hates.
It was, Ricky, when I tell you, I have had him as a part of my dynasty fantasy baseball team the last couple of years, because I gave him a couple-year contract. As things have fallen off, I was like, I don't want to eat the contract years. Whole complex league. I said he had until middle of June for me this year, because I figured the start of June, he's playing at Citizens Bank Park. Maybe he'll turn things around. When I tell you I was so excited for the last week, because I was like, this is what was promised. This is what we needed here. And then this happens. And it's, of course.
It's like so typical Philadelphia Phillies. Like, that's what would happen.
Of course.
You know what I mean? How does it? And the worst part is, think about how he does it. He does it with the biggest weapon he has is what's injured.
Yep. The arm right there.
Yep.
And the way he went down, too. When you see them holding that shoulder, it's like, yeah, I didn't really need Mattingly to tell me they were concerned, because I was going to be concerned for the next 48 hours. We're still waiting to get any
48? Are we past that yet?
We're getting near it. We're going to get information at some point, because I can't imagine it's just, hey, Mattingly talking in the dugout. It's like, yeah, he's out tonight. We'll see about tomorrow. I feel like we're getting the IL information today. That's just
very
me.
odd. I'm surprised that we haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah. So we'll keep you updated with that. Something that has me excited the way Adolis had me excited over the last week, and even more excited because he's the 34-year-old guru. Anyone that talks in the NFL about Sean Mannion, it's almost as if he's the guy that invented fire. It's amazing to listen to the way people talk about just how much he's got upstairs. Jordan Mailata, if you lock the 3 smartest people in the facility, it would be Sean Mannion by himself. That's a real quote. I didn't make that one up. I can overstate things. That's a real thing Jordan Mailata said. The 3 smartest people, if you lock them in the room in the facility, it would just be Sean Mannion by himself. They love him down there. Now, there's a little difference of the way things, because Jalen Hurts pressers, love QB1 for all he does. Great to see him out at the Mailata Foundation thing last night at Stateside Live. Good to see him out and about. Club Hurts. I'm saying I'm a member. I'm in on it. I don't know if you guys heard about the Club Hurts Instagram. Did you hear about this, Ricky?
I'm listening.
Yes, you did.
The Club Hurts Instagram has been...
Do you remember this?
It was hacked, in case anyone's wondering out there. So Middays with Marks has started Club Hurts. Sean Brace, Brendan Petrilli. They put this Instagram together this week.
They put an Instagram up and it was hacked.
They put it together.
Was it hacked in Boston?
It was hacked in Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
Raleigh.
Not Boston.
Raleigh?
The hacker is a North Carolina native. I don't know native, but in North Carolina. The Instagram, if you go to it, at Club Hurts, still says new. It's so new, it still says new at the profile picture. And it's been hacked. Petrilli yesterday was floating down a lake with a can in his hand, posting from the Club Hurts account. And within 24 hours, that account has been hacked. And we no longer have access to it. So Club Hurts, still a thing.
The jokes write themselves.
Just a little on hold right now.
I can't believe that.
But I think it's important to get a little bit of the perspective from Hurts, the way he's answered the question before to the way he's answering it now. So Hurts, a year ago, talking about Patullo, went into the whole, I've had a lot, we're talking about evolution of offense, a lot of different things, it's new, a whole thing. There's one word he keeps using when he talks about Sean Mannion that I'm loving to hear because it seems like it was an issue with them all season last year. Here's Jalen Hurts this week talking about new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion.
Yeah, the comfort comes with the repetition. Comfort comes with the teaching and the time on task to what you're doing. And so you just want to continue to build in those areas. I think it's been the same for me every year when it comes to coaching points, intention, vision. What are we really trying to drive what we're doing and what we're doing? And so just really having a listening ear, asking questions, getting answers, going out there and repping it, feeling it, seeing different looks, seeing different coverages, knowing what to adjust to, what to feel. So obviously a different voice, different perspective of the game, and every OC has added their own flavor on it.
The one word in there that I keep hearing from Jalen anytime he talks about Sean Mannion is answers. Answers is the word he continues to have, and it plays back to, if you remember, it was talked about this week because they asked him about the ESPN story, that last play of the season where Hurts, Patullo, and Sirianni are all looking at each other like, we got to do something here, right?
Right.
As what are we going to do?
Let's go for.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, 4 Hurts. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. We'll throw it to Goddard in triple coverage. That seems to be a good idea. The one thing that keeps coming back, and if you go back last season, Lane Johnson, all the different people that were talking about that offense, Barkley, how stagnant it was, how, they were kind of searching for something. Answers is the word I will be listening to now from here through the end of the season because Hurts has mentioned it a number of times, and it seems like Mannion has at least some sort of a decisive, as at least imparted on Hurts that he is going to have what he needs out there on the field. And maybe that's a confidence thing, and it's definitely me and June getting overexcited about something, but it's encouraging for me to hear about the offensive coordinator because Hurts continues to point to the fact that when he asks a question, Mannion's got the answer for him.
But that's what he has to be. In a sense, if you think about Jalen Hurts, the one thing he needs is answers to questions or else he doesn't want to do what Mannion wants. So he'll say, well, why are we doing this? Why are we sending this receiver here, and here? Why do I want to throw over the middle here? And Mannion is giving him the answers for it. He came in prepared for that, Mannion did.
Oh,
Guaranteed. Yeah. Guaranteed. He had a study on Jalen Hurts, and he's passing with flying colors right now.
And that's why I have now put it in my bio. Sean Brace has Hurts guy in his bio. John Marks, Sirianni guy in his bio. In my bio, Mannion guy. I am a Sean Mannion guy. It is in my bio now. I am the official supporter of Sean Mannion at this program.
Sirianni love. Oh, I hate that song. What side are you on with Ray? I mean, with Ray.
I'm pro Ray. I want to put that out there. I don't mind Ray.
What are you on Marks' side or
no? I'm with Brace. I'm a Club Hurts member until it affects my Mannion conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You're objective Club Hurts guy.
No matter what, if you're on the side of Petrilli, you're a fanboy. Yeah, you're just a fanboy.
Absolutely. All right, let's fanboy a little bit more. Why not? Coming up, the most underrated addition this offseason when it comes to what this team can be. I was diving into a little bit. I was getting into the world that Ricky Bo hates, analytics. I'm not going to bring them up on the air, but I got analytics. I was diving into the Eagles defense and a change, an addition that could lead to it somehow even getting better We'll get to that coming up for you. We'll get back. I see we got some people chiming in on the top 5 team of baseball conversation. That's all coming your way in the 3 o'clock hour right here on Unfiltered on 97.5 The Fanatic and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.